Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show, and on the line with me right now is an incredible super entrepreneur. She's a motivational speaker. She is an author, and she is an incredible mom. Please welcome Carolyn Dickinson to the show.
Hi, Nikki. Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Awesome. Do you have your New Year's resolution set?
Oh, I have so many. It's hard to decide which one, but I think for me this year the biggest thing is really to take a look at business and life and realize how important business is and the importance to have certain commitments, but also the importance to really identify and clearly maintain my commitments to my personal self as well, which I think as entrepreneurs and moms we forget about a lot.
Absolutely. So what was it that pushed you into becoming this incredible entrepreneur? When did it start?
Well, I've always had an idea of wanting to become an entrepreneur, I think since young, but not knowing how or what to do or, not having the support systems around me to create that. And it really became more to fruition for me when I started realizing that at some point I wanted a family. And being in the corporate world at that time, there was not, especially in Canada, there's not a lot of leniency. Even though we get a year off, it's really the leniency there to be a mom and to have a corporate job is very challenging in most businesses. And I wanted to be able to choose what it is I wanted to do and the time I spent with my kids and the time I spent on my business. And I realized very quickly that the only way to do that is to become an entrepreneur. So it was in my early to mid-20s, let's say, 25, 26, that I started venturing into the possibility of being an entrepreneur and exploring things and trying things out to see where it went, as well as having a full-time job, obviously needing to pay the bills. And it really evolved from there, and I started to realize there was a need for moms, there was a need for women, there was a need for support systems, really to support our belief in the possibility as well as the skills needed to have a successful business. And I think I learned a lot of them the hard way.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's just my desire to have the option to build a business, have that income for my family, but also, to take a day off and be able to go with my kids on a field trip. When in a job, it's very difficult to do that.
Very difficult. How old are your children, by the way? How many do you have?
I have young children, 7 and 4. I started late in life, being 46. But,
you look awesome, by the way.
Oh, thank you. But I did start late, so I have 2 very young children, so they definitely like and need my attention, which I'm very blessed that I can give them as much as I can.
Absolutely. So what type of resources do you provide for other women entrepreneurs who are moms like yourself? What kind of, do you do workshops? Do you have online information?
Well, there's quite a few things I do. I've actually ventured into, over the last few years, I've become an international success coach for entrepreneurs.
Fantastic.
Most of my clients are women. I do have some men clients and very open to all. But I started to realize that there was more to just being an entrepreneur or providing people with strategies, because I can give you as many strategies as I have and know, and I have a lot of them, and I have tons of resources. But if you don't have the belief system that you can do it or even take an existing business to the next level, it doesn't matter how many strategies I give you, how many seminars I provide for you, whether free or paid for. If your belief system doesn't match, you will not have success. And I've seen this over and over and over again in myself as well as in many others. And I think a big thing to think about is life always reflects our beliefs. So if your business is not where it needs to be or where you want it to be, you need to step back. And you need to look at, well, what is my belief system? Is my belief system $1 million income earner or a $200,000 income earner?
Right.
And so you need to make that shift. Some of us want to call it mindset, belief. It doesn't really matter what you call it, but I guarantee it is part of what causes your success or prevents it. And I realized this, and so transitioning into coaching, which I've done anyway for many, many years, now I charge for it, was really the direction I needed to go to support people in the best manner I could to reach what they want, whatever goal that is, whether it's success in family, success in business, success in mindset. And that's why I call myself a success coach, because as much as my focus is around business, I have come to realize that if your belief system and your mindset doesn't match, the success of your business will not occur. Okay.
So you'll just be stuck somewhere because of your mentality. So once you shift the mindset, then everything flows the way you should. Now, can you share like a situation with a client who was just stuck for many years, and what information or what modeling you provided for them that helped them open up what they needed to for whatever they wanted to flow?
Absolutely. Now, I can't mention any names, but I was working with a lovely professional woman, and she had started her own business. She had worked in the corporate world for many, many years and started this business, consulting business, and was doing extremely well, had a lot of success in her business. I would say every single client that she worked with except for one had huge success from the strategy she put in place, the systems, the training. They were all able to elevate their business from there, except for one who decided to change everything after she left, which makes sense, right? Now, she was about to go international. And I listened to her, and one of the things that I realized was it had nothing to do with her intelligence. It had nothing to do with her knowledge. It had nothing to do with her ability to communicate. What it had to do with her belief system in her mind that she could actually accomplish that. And so we worked through some different things that she had, and we had to do some digging. I know people don't like that word, but here's the deal. If you don't work on what is in your way, it will come back again bigger, stronger, and harder. And this I have proven over and over and over again. And so we did some digging. It took a little while for her to take on what I was asking her to do. And once she did, a lot of things opened up. Things started to shift for her. And all of a sudden, the doors that didn't appear to be opened up for her.
Okay.
Because she was ready for it.
She was ready.
And now I recently reached out where she's gone off and doing other things, but I recently reached out to her, and she identified me that she has already this year surpassed her financial goals by 90% at the beginning of the year.
Wow, that is amazing. And how long did you work with her?
We worked for about 8 months together.
Okay.
It was a short term. I don't do 8 months. It's usually a year I work with people now, but we worked together. And for her, it was just some shifts that she needed to occur for her. And it's the funny thing is we don't see what we don't see. You get what that means?
No, it's true. You can go blindly thinking you know it, and then you just get an objective opinion, and then it's like, oh, my goodness. Then your whole world is rocked. Yeah. No, I totally understand that. The thing is, I talk to wonderful people like yourself who are coaches, but who coaches coaches? Like, who do you have who can, inspire you and give you that nudge that you need to keep going?
That's a great question. I do have a coach that I work with on a regular basis. Her name is Odette Laurie. I also have multiple mentors. So I have other women and men that have extremely successful businesses that have turned small businesses into multi-million-dollar companies that I also use for guidance on a regular basis, as well as, basis for information, even if I need support with my clients. Maybe there's something they're asking me that I have an idea, but I want to bounce it off somebody just to make sure that my thought process is clear before I go back to my client. I can always use them as soundboard. So I surround myself with people who have surpassed the success I have as well, and I'm blessed that they allow me to pick their brain on a regular basis to continue to grow myself.
Fantastic. Now you need people like that to uplift you, definitely.
100%.
Now, what would you advise an emerging entrepreneur, someone who maybe just had a baby, she's kind of feeling like she needs to wean herself off, maybe say the corporate world, and wants to start her own business? What would you advise her?
I would advise her to sit down and start to think about what it is that she would like to create. What kind of business? Is there something specifically that is missing in her world that she could fulfill, that doesn't maybe exist out there or won't exist in the way she'll do it. See, here's the thing is people also see an opportunity, but they'll go, oh, well, there's 5 other or 10,000 people doing that.
The same thing.
No one is ever going to do it the way you do it. So if you see the need and you have the desire and you are passionate about it, then I highly recommend you go after it. But, obviously do your homework. Make sure there's a market to purchase it where you are. It doesn't mean you don't do any homework and you just blindly take off. But you know what? You have to have the desire. You have to have the belief. All the women I've had an opportunity to meet and interview through my events have all started something from home, a small business. There was something missing in the world they lived in, and they needed to fulfill it for themselves, and they realized that other people needed it and it grew from there. So do that work. Do a little bit of digging on what you love to do. What I tell people to do, including in a job, is if you were to create the ideal business or job, sit down and write out all the things you would love to have in that world. You'd like to be only working from 9 to 3. You would like to only work 5 days a week. You would like to travel. You would like to work with like-minded people. Whatever that looks like, create that. And then look for the opportunity to create around it.
Awesome.
Because there's always something there, or maybe it's something that you take on in a different direction. But do some digging. Do some what I call clarity work. Because the more clear it is that the more clear you are on what you want to achieve and by when, the more doors will open for you.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense. Absolutely. And what are your projects coming up this year? Do you have some workshops or any new releases of literature that you're releasing?
Well, the biggest thing we have coming up is our I Am the Boss conference. We're in our 5th year. It's coming up on May 11th, 2016. It's a full-day event. The tickets will probably be going on sale the first week of February, early bird pricing. And this is an amazing conference. I'm so excited about this one in particular. I'm excited by all of them. But this year we're focusing on communication. All levels of communication as an entrepreneur, the way we write, the way we speak, the way we present ourselves, body language, our sales conversation, all of the aspects of communication as an entrepreneur that we require to have success. And we're going to bring forward experts to share ways in which to have that communication to increase your success. So it doesn't matter whether you have a growing business, you're just starting a business, or you're thinking about a business. This event is definitely for you.
Fantastic. And where's it going to be?
We're actually holding it at the Paradise in Vaughan.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of people. Sorry?
We have international listeners, so tell us where that is in Toronto.
Oh, okay. So that's in what they call the Vaughan area, Vaughan, Ontario, or Woodbridge, Ontario area. And it's going to be a phenomenal event. It's going to be huge. We have a lot of people participating this year. We also have a few surprises up our sleeves, which we'll be announcing at the end of January.
Wonderful.
So make sure you tune into iamtheboss.ca. It'll also list all of our speakers by the end of January, beginning of February, so you'll be able to see the kinds of people that will be participating in this event and the value, absolute value you'll be receiving. And we're so committed to that you walk away with information that you can use immediately into your business and start having success if you choose to take it on.
Fantastic. And how much are the tickets?
I'm not sure what it's going to be. It's probably going to be the early bird pricing will be within the $100 range. We're going to confirm that by the end of January, and then obviously the price will go up from there to the event. So I highly recommend, if you're planning to come, to take advantage of the early bird pricing. We're going to have some specials listed as well, so we'll have it available for people. Again, iamtheboss.ca at the end of January. You'll see everything on the site, and we'll be. It's on Facebook if you want to come and like our Facebook, I Am the Boss event as well. And we'll be. If you want to be part of our email list, you just need to connect with us, and we'll add you on, and you can get all the information that's coming up and all the specials and what we're going to be doing for the event.
Fantastic. Well, I definitely want to be there, so I'm looking out for my invitation. And Carolyn, I just want to ask you something. Now, the show premise is to transform lives one story at a time. Can you tell me what transformed you in 2015 and how you'd like to transform others this year?
Wow, that is a phenomenal question. I think there's a lot of things. I learned a lot about myself in 2015. Not that I don't continuously do that, but we had a bit of an emergency within our family with my mother-in-law who passed away just before Christmas.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And previously, about 3 years ago, I lost both my parents. So I have to tell you that it really did bring about a lot of thought process. It brought about a lot of my view on life, on business, on everything. And, when I say this, I don't recommend that people live every day like they're going to not be here tomorrow. But I think what opened for me was I really need to look at prioritizing what I do. We talk about working hard, which I believe you have to work hard. But I think we can also work smart, and I think we can also work with ease. Now, that doesn't mean everything is easy. Bear with me. It means work it through with ease, because here's the deal. Life happens no matter what.
Exactly.
And challenges will occur in life and in business, because that is part of development and growth. It's how we choose to take on those challenges, how we choose to set ourselves up powerfully to be able to deal with situations and to have the success we're still looking for. Because I realized, and just before all this happened, I was working with a VA and about to expand what she was doing with me. And had I had the time or made the time to put her in place, I wouldn't have had to pull back as much as I did during the month of December. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I've realized, it's really important. We always say, well, I don't have the money right now. I can't do it right now. You know what? You can't not do it if you don't want to grow your business. And I think the mindset needs to change to not I can't do it or I can't do it right now. I don't have the money, but how do I make it work?
Yeah.
How do I make it happen? Because had I had her fully in place, not that things went badly, but definitely things would have moved much more smoothly for me with probably a little less stress and trying to make it all work by myself. And I would have been able to stay a little more focused on the things that were important at that time, which was my family. And as a solo entrepreneur, we do need to think about things because we don't have that predictability to know what's going to happen tomorrow. No one does. And I think we need to set ourselves up powerfully for success, that when those challenges do occur, that it doesn't take us out of the game.
Right. No, those are powerful words.
For me, I think the biggest realization is, business is important. I love what I do. I love empowering people. I love elevating people. I love to see other people have success. But for my success, I need to create a situation where I have separated my business and my personal life. And it will intertwine no matter what I do, but I've definitely now put in some strategies in place to make sure. And I have gotten to the point now, I actually leave my phone in my office once my kids come home from school. I will go back to it later on, like 8 o'clock, 8:30, once they're in bed. Unless I have an appointment with you, I don't touch my phone anymore during that time.
Okay, so you set boundaries. Yeah.
I've set some very strong boundaries. And I had in the past, and I let them go, and it just made me unhappy, because that's not why I became an entrepreneur. And you can still work hard, and you can still do the stuff you need to do. It's just also making sure that you're doing the things that make yourself money and not busy, because many people as entrepreneurs are busy, but when you sit down and look at what they're actually doing, it's not the stuff that makes them the money.
No, you're right.
It's not the stuff that grows their business.
No, absolutely. And then this year, it's a continuation of the setting boundaries, creating, what you need. That's what you're going to continue.
Absolutely.
To transform
on a much
yourself.
Higher level. Yeah. I mean, I need to practice what I preach, right?
Absolutely. No, we all do. We all do. And I do the same. Like there's certain things that I want to do, but it's hard to break certain habits, but you can do it. I think someone said it takes, is it 2 months or a certain amount of days to break your habit? Do you know what the time frame is?
Yeah, I think it can range between it's 90 days.
90 days. Okay, so about 3 months to break a habit.
Doing something for 90 days to actually create a new habit.
To create a new habit. Okay, so that's, I think, a realistic time, and it may take even longer for certain people because of how rigid they program themselves. So I think it's fantastic what you're doing, and I really applaud all the efforts that you put into creating a legacy not only for your children but for young women coming up and the peer of women who are on your level and looking to you for mentorship. I think is incredible what you've achieved in a short period of time. And I'm sure everyone listening would like to know how to get in contact with you. So if you can just let us know again what your contacts are.
Yes, please. You can reach out to me via email at success, SUCCESS, at CarolynDickinson.com, which is CarolynDickinson.com. And I also do offer, for anyone who is considering or looking into coaching, a 30-minute complimentary discovery session with me. So you can contact me, and I can send you the link to set a time if you're interested in finding out what it's like to work with a coach, and we can work on something during that time.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Carolyn. You've got a great heart, and really do appreciate you. So I just wanted to wish you all the best for 2016. I'm going to be watching, and I'd love to be there at the Boss conference that you have coming up in the spring. And if there's anything that I can do to support you, I'm just a phone call away. So thank you again.
Thank you.
You are awesome. Just remember that. You are a super entrepreneur and love everything you do. So you've been listening to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show with our special guest, Carolyn Dickinson. And we want to wish everyone who's listening a wonderful and productive day. Thanks very much, Carolyn.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.